record button and let's get started. Well, good morning everyone, and hope everyone's having a smashing day from where they're at. I know this has gone out globally, so I know there'll be a few people online here from overseas, and if you're here in where I'm sitting in Brisbane, Australia, it's been an interesting week weather-wise. I know we've had a lot of really bad storms and a lot of rain, and my grass is actually finally green, so that's always a good thing. So today, guys, it's this time of year where, you know, you're probably running around flat stick trying to get everything done by the end of the year. You want to be clean and tidy, so 2015 is going to be absolutely amazing for you. Guys, today, you know, as usual, I will give you the usual warning. This webinar is designed to help make 2015 the best year ever. We take full responsibility for any positive changes to your business after implementation of these ideas. And guys, I'm really going to hammer home about that implementation today and really make sure that we're all good. Guys, if you're working on this, grab a pen and paper if you can. Hopefully you're not driving, you know, 100 clicks down the freeway while listening to this, but you know, because you'll probably get excited, and I don't want to be responsible for any accidents. You know, shut your Facebook emails. Let's just get stuck in and go from there. I was mentioning to the guys earlier, I'm going to probably keep this to about 45 minutes so you guys can get on with your day. We can go into questions if you want and go from there. So just a couple of quick ones, guys, please. I'm going to get you to start asking some questions. So the bottom one here, type your answers in. Go to the question sections and actually type your answers in now. That way I'll get them, happy to share with them and do it that way. If you want to raise your hands, it's around here somewhere. I don't have it on my bar because I don't raise my own hand. But if you raise your hands, is around here somewhere. And if you wanted to minimize the panel, you can just minimize there so you can see the full screen. So guys, what I'd love you to do before we get started, can I get you quickly to just write in the questions a quick hello, where you're from, and what it's like where you are at the moment, if you don't mind. So just whack that into the questions box for me so we can just say hello. Love to, you know, some of you guys, I can see some new names on the list here, so I wanted to say welcome. If this is your first Black Belt business webinar, then I'm sure you're really going to enjoy. So just say howdy. Let's make sure that the fingers are typed up, because over the next 45 minutes, I do need you guys to participate, you know, because this is about you guys. It's not about me, and that's very, very important. I'm going to give you the tools. I'd love you to implement those tools. So just whack in. Yeah, that's right, Bill. Redlands wetlands, absolutely. It's been huge. Morning, Zora. I know where you're from. Wonderful Brizzy as well. Good old Briz Vegas. Who else have we got on the line, guys? I know there's a lot of you on there, so just say hello in the questions area. And we go from there. Hey, Tanvi. Hello, Mr. Baldwin, all from Brisbane. Morning, Julie, over at Graceful there. Morning, Leanne, up at Stafford, over the north side of Brisbane. Welcome, guys. All right, we will keep on. If you are just still entering them, I will get back to it and say howdy. Guys, today, you know, goals, planning, tasks, you know, this is what we're pretty much going to talk about. I'm not fussed what you call them. If you want to call them goals, and we all should have goals in life, we all hear about that, that's fine. If you want a plan, and I've got a financial plan or a marketing plan, or, you know, whatever you want, that is absolutely fine. I'm not going to get caught up on the difference between the two. I'm not going to get caught up on any of that. At the end of the day, I want to get caught up on the end result. What is it that you want to achieve? And this is very important that we're looking at here today. And, you know, yes, you can have an idea. Yes, you can plan. Action is going to be the critical key to anything that you actually do. And I'm going to take you through a bit more of that over the next couple of, next half an hour about, right, do you have the tools and the action plan ready to go and be able to action it? And this is going to be very, very important. Guys, just a quick bit about me. I'm a business owner. Actually got quite a few businesses. Been teaching martial arts for a very long time. I've been teaching business owners for a very long time. We're coming almost into the 20 years. Yes, so I started when I was 5 on both of them, but that's okay. We won't go there. And guys, at the end of the day, I do like to call myself a business instructor, just like a martial arts instructor. I don't like the word coach because coaching is a bit fluffy. I like getting hands-on. I like getting my hands dirty with clients and really getting into getting implementation done and sorted. So that's a bit about me. I won't bore you with that stuff because reality is today is all about you and getting what you need to. So some expectations from you guys, some interaction if you don't mind. This is going to work really well with a lot of interaction. Write plenty of notes and change your mindset. I am recording this session, so you will be able to go back and look at it. But the reason I want to change your mindset is probably the next couple of slides that we're going to look at. Because it's very, very important that we have the right mindset when we're actually goal setting. So what I'd love to do, guys, can you just write in there what you would love out of today? Write in the questions box, what is it ideally, if there was one thing out of got today regarding goals or planning, what would you love to see? I want to make sure I give you exactly what you guys want. So let me know, guys, what is it that you want out of today? And this is imperative, guys, because if I've got a path to go down and I'm going to teach you how to plan standing on your head in the corner for the next 45 minutes, it's probably not going to be relevant. So I need to hear from you guys. What would you love out of today? Because ideally, I know what I'm going to hopefully do. I want you to think differently when it comes to your actual goals and implementing your plan and actually actioning your plan. I want you guys to think a bit differently when we actually do this. So get tools to reach your goals. Yes, I'm going to give you a whole heap of tools after this, a whole heap of different tools to be able to get you to your goals. What other outcomes, guys? Okay, so getting some ideas in terms of improving stuff like websites, marketing, all of that type of stuff. Yes, we will be going through when you actually are planning for marketing, what you should look at, how you should look at that, and all the other key areas of business as well. So what else, guys? What else would you like to get out of today? Okay, there's a nice, interesting one. We want to get out how to actually plan. That's good. My approach to achieving your goals, absolutely, and a clear process, excellent. Motivation, implementing ideas and achieving goals, absolutely. All of that's in place, guys. So, all right, let's get started. Guys, let me ask you this. Your plan for 2014. Raise your hands up if you actually had a plan for 2014. Let's see a raise of hands. Did you have a plan for 2014? I've got a couple of hands up only. Okay, isn't that interesting? All right, there's a couple more hands. Okay, great. Let me ask you this question, everyone. Let me just get to here. Okay, let me launch this poll. All right, can you let me know? Did you have you achieved your goals for 2014? I'd love to hear from you guys. If you can just click on where you're at. And I'll tell you where I'm at as well, guys. So it's not just me preaching and not doing what I say. So I've got 50% guys that have actually clicked on. I need to get to about 80%. Okay, so just click on the polls for me, guys. 70% voted. Let's try and get to 80%, guys. 10 more seconds if you don't mind. And interesting. So guys, here are the results. What we've actually got is 86% of you got some of your goals, but not all of them. 14% of you guys not really, but had some good intentions. So You know what? That's pretty average, I'll be honest. Some people actually achieve some of their goals, and I look at all my clients that I'm working with, and I think I've only got one client or maybe two that have actually achieved everything for what they planned at the beginning of the year plus more. Other than that, everyone else got some of their goals, and some of them were, well, they've definitely got goals. I know my clients have, but reality is most of it, and the majority is some. And this is like anything whenever we go throughout the year with actually planning our goals and all of that type of stuff. I look at what I achieved, and I had 7 goals for the year, and I've achieved 5 of them. 2 of them I didn't. Why? Because my business went in different directions. My goals changed. And the key question is that okay? Is it okay for your goals to change halfway through the year? I'm going to say absolutely. Who knows where your business is going to go? For instance, when you left school, and I want you to ask this question to yourself, you don't need to answer it. When you left school, did you ever imagine that you would actually be on where you are today? Did you ever imagine that you'd be exactly sitting where you are today? And was it all mapped out at you where you left school? It's very, very rare that someone would go, yay, I was that way. Very, very, very rare. So, you've got to have a look at, over 12 months. 12 months is a long time to actually get where you need to get to. I know it's gone like that, and I mean it's gone, my goodness, you say the word 2014, it's gone. It's gone extremely quick. But this is the key that we've got to have a look at. It is okay if you don't get all your goals, especially when you're planning. And, when we look at that, why didn't you get all your goals, or why didn't you get some of your goals, or what was it? And I use what's your excuse, and that's probably not the right way because, again, some people have a different path. But was there goals that you should have achieved that you didn't, and why? And I want you to be very, very clear when you actually answer this. What was it? Was it life getting in the way? Was it something that was there that, was it a blockage getting in there? Did you not really want that goal? It was a great, great ideal at the end of the day, but didn't you actually get it? Here is the biggest thing that I actually find. And, the problem that I've got when we look at excuses is there's going to be plenty of them. And you know what, guys, there's some legit ones out there, and there's some really bad ones out there. Clients on the call at the moment, you understand that the bad ones don't cut it. But, I'm going to be honest, most people don't achieve their goals because it's okay letting themselves down. We let ourselves get away with it. We're the ones that actually are okay letting ourselves down. But you know what? If you had a customer that says, I need this done today, I need it this, I need it that, we'll do this, guess what you're going to do? You're going to drop everything because you don't want to let that person down. You're going to do what you can to make others happy, and at the end of the self, it's okay to let ourselves down. And, I look at everything when I speak to business owners, and I look at everything that they do, and, what about your goals? Where's your business at? Are you achieving what you want to? The answer is normally no, because they're okay with letting themselves down. They're okay with, being able to sit there and go, well, I want that, but if I don't really get it, it's okay, because I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not letting anyone else down, and this is the biggest thing, that when you're looking at your goals, especially with planning your goals for 2015, I want you to actually tell yourself, or actually say to yourself, am I going to let myself down with these? Is it okay for me to let myself down? And guys, please, if you've got any comments throughout this and got any questions, let me know. And, I'm happy to debate this point, or any of the points. Or if you don't agree, let me know. If you do agree, let me know. But, when you're setting those plans or those tasks, ask yourself, is it okay to let myself down? Is it okay that if I don't achieve it, it's okay? Well, no one really knows about it, or, some people know about it, but that's okay. They'll never bring it up because they're too intertwined with their own lives, so they're not going to worry about my life. And it is okay to actually let themselves down. And, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation. I got to admit, I have been in that situation. I've been in that situation this year where I've let myself down in terms of a couple of goals that I wanted to achieve, and I never achieved them, or tasks more than likely, not the actual end goals. And reality is, did I wake up the next morning? Yep. Am I still here? Yep. Am I still moving on? Yep. Is business still going well? Yep. So that was okay. So one of the things when you're planning, and exactly when you actually set the goals, the first priority that you've got to tell yourself when you write it down is it okay letting myself down on this? And you know what? If it is, my recommendation is probably scrap it off there, because it's probably just going to be a task. Put it on a wish list, whack it in your top drawer, look at it every 30 days, and then, if you get to it, you get to it. If you don't get to it, don't get to it. If improving your sales is going to be a massive thing in your business, and you want to make more money in your business, and you want to have more customers, if this is a major goal for you, ask yourself this: am I going to let myself down if I don't get it? And if you are, then reality is, if it is okay, then guys, just put it down as a wish list to move forward. And this is where I'm talking about mindset, guys. This is really important to understand that, you guys can achieve whatever you want. Whatever you focus on, you can pretty much achieve. And, it's really funny. I sat with I actually talked to some year 6 students on Monday at a state school here, and I got invited in to talk about a bit of martial arts and a bit about goal setting and all of this to the year 6 students. And I have to admit, it was a very, very interesting class. It was a good group. Let's say it was a good group of students. How about we just call it that? And, I said to one of the kids, so what's your goals? And some kid got up and he was really excited, and he turns around and goes, I want to be a professional BMX rider. Next thing you know, the kid next to him turned around and went, you're never going to be a professional BMX rider. And I just looked at that kid that said that, and I said, why? Tell him exactly why he's never going to be that. And you know what? He just sat there and went, no, you said it. Tell him why. And he starts going, and I said, no, you just told him that. Why can't he become one? Tell me, why can't he become one? And he just sat there and he just literally said nothing. I said, you know what, guys, you're going to have so many people in this world tell you can't get something. You're going to have so many people out there to say you can't get it. Reality is, it's up to you to go and get it. And this is very important about letting yourself down, guys. I mean, extremely, extremely important. So one of the keys, guys, especially with your goals when you first write them down, make sure you're okay that if you are going to let yourself down, cross it off the list, or, put it as a task, as something to do later on. Don't put it down as one of your goals that you want to get, because, it's not okay to let yourself down at the end of the day. I'm going to be 100% honest. It's not. We do so much for everyone else. It's time to start doing stuff for us. Is that okay? Yes. Is it selfish? Not at all. If you're consistently doing your stuff for you only and not for anyone else, yeah, that's probably selfish. And, I'm not going to judge. I don't judge anyone. But on the flip side, you do need time to yourself, guys. And this is really important to understand. So I look at getting a black belt to the same as getting goals. I had a goal when I first started martial arts to get a black belt, and reality is, is it hard to get a black belt? I'm going to say no. I've always said no. When everyone asks me, you must be super cool because you got a black belt and you must be super focused and all of that. Nah, I was never focused. I was never the one that would, I'd muck around during classes. I would do all that. I would. 20 years on, I'm still training. I'm still working up through my black belt ranks. And, it's got nothing to do with, how good my techniques were or kicking, all of that. Yes, you had to do the techniques. Yes, you had to do them at some level of proficiency. But am I the best kicker? Hell no. Am I the best striker? No. Am I the best joint locker? No. I'm not any of those. But what I do have is persistence. What I do have is I never actually not turned up to class. I never gave myself excuses to go, class is on tonight. I better not turn up because I'm feeling a bit tired. No. And this is only what a black belt is. A black belt has got nothing to be, I guess, it's not hard. Getting your goals is not going to be hard. All you need to do is just turn up to them. And this is a persistence. This is about having that black belt. This is about, getting where you need to get to. You can always have those excuses. And, the biggest thing that I find, actually, I might talk about that near the end. I'm going to talk to you about, outcomes and understanding what outcomes are. But, when you look at your goals, guys, you've got to have a black belt mentality. It's about turning up to them. If you don't turn up to them, then reality is you ain't going to get them. Is that okay? Well, I'll leave that up to you, because, again, it goes back to letting yourself down at the end of the day. So reality is, if you're going to have some really good goals for 2015, are you prepared to turn up to them? And that's very, very important. Are you going to have an excuse that, life has been too busy, or you've been flat chat, or, something happens? And guys, please don't get me wrong. There are stuff out there that happens that's really, really bad. There's environmental issues. We've had floods here in Brisbane and, crippled businesses here for quite a long time. So things get in the way. So is that an excuse? Hell yeah, and it's a damn well bloody good one. But reality is, do you need to get back on track, or are you giving yourself piss poor excuses? Excuse my French, guys, on that. I get a bit passionate when we start talking about this type of stuff, because you know what, guys, it's your choice at the end of the day. Is 2015 going to be the same as 2014, which is the same as 2013? Are you just repeating years over and over and over again? Or are you going to have a different type of thinking? Do you want to actually change where you want to actually be? And this is very, very important to actually understand. Are you going to actually have a different type of thinking? And you know what? I can motivate you as much as you want in terms of, yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. But is your thinking changed just because you've admitted it? You've got to think about that change every single day. You've got to think about the choice of change every single day. You don't want to repeat years if you don't want to. If you want to and you're comfortable and business is going great and you're happy where you're at and you don't really want any new goals, you're just happy to, continue on, that's fine. There's no problems with that. As I said, I'm not judging you today. It's what you want. Though, if you do want changes, you've got to change your thinking first. And this is very, very important. If you want to be healthier, you've got to change the thinking. You've got to change the way you eat. You've got to change the way you exercise. You've got to change, whether you like it or not, you have to change. So, are we actually, are you willing to change? And that's one of the major points of actually getting these goals. You've got to change your thinking no matter what. You have to change your thinking every single time you want to do something different out there, or if you want different results. So very important. So, guys, I'm going to throw it back to you guys. How many goals should you have for 2015? And I want you guys to come up with a number. How many goals should you have for 2015, everyone? You tell me the number. Whack it in the questions box. How many? How many goals? Sorry, I was just drinking there if you heard me swallow. How many goals? Okay, we have 5. Is that number correct? Oh, I don't know. We have 5 there. What else do we have? As many as you want. Yep. What else? How many goals should you have for 2015, guys? I want to hear from you. We have 5. We have as many as you want. Never numbered them. Okay. Good. However many you need, as long as they are appropriate. Absolutely. Guys, look, I'm going to be honest, and this is where you guys need to have a look at what you want to achieve. Define a goal versus a plan or something else. If you want to increase, double your sales by next year, end of next year, and that's all you want to do, well, you've got one goal. To double a sale. In that goal, you're going to have plenty of tasks that need to be done versus marketing, sales, team, the whole lot. Because you double your sales, you probably need to double your team, or almost double your team unless it's all automated. So there's a lot to that actual goal. Is that a massive goal or is that a massive plan? Again, is it achievable? Go to the SMART stuff. I'm not going to go into that because most people know the SMART goals. If you don't, let me know. Send me an email. I'll let you know. But here is the biggest thing that we need to have a look at. What I find is most people don't know how to plan or set goals correctly, and what they do is they go and overestimate what they can actually achieve at the end of the year, and they set up all of these goals and then get disappointed when they don't get near them, or they're too big for themselves that they don't even start them because, wow, too big. I'm going to be, with your goals, I want to try and help you, or when you're going to set down over the new year, help you actually map out exactly what we need to. And, I believe you need 2 types of plans or goals. I think you need business goals, and work the 7 key areas of business as part of your plan, and personal goals. I really do think you need some personal goals. And there's 7 key value sets that you work your personal goals around. Everything between financial, career, health, social, family, spiritual, mental, or education. So when you set your goals, I believe you need to categorize them into two key areas: personal goals and then and business goals, because working on both of them together can actually work really well for you hand in hand. And you know what? They're joint. The healthier you are, the healthier your business is. I go through a lot of that with clients all the time and in webinars. And it's so true. The healthier you are, the healthier your business is. The more education you do, the more better your business is, and the more healthier your mind is, which means you get a lot more out of it. So one of the things that you want to do is maybe categorize, get a list and a document and go, right, 2015 goals, 2 columns, one's personal, one's business, and just write, some of the stuff you actually want to achieve. And then what do? You go back on that and go, right, which one of these am I okay letting myself down on, and cross them off, get them off the list, put them down to something different, and off you go from there. So I would actually break them down to those 2 key areas. Then after that, what you got to do is avoid the feeling of overwhelm. And I'm going to teach you in a minute on how to actually avoid that overwhelm feeling. But, here is the thing, guys. And if you're not good at goal setting, and if you find that it's too hard to stick to a plan and all of that, that's okay. I know people out there that have got amazingly successful businesses, and their plan is on a scribbled bit of paper that they've just posted on the pin board, and they just follow that. That's what their plan is. They don't actually go into a lot of depth, and that's okay. You can actually do that. But here's the thing: what they're very good at is knowing what they need to achieve, and they go and get it. And my suggestion is, and here's a very good suggestion, is have 1 goal a month for 2015 to get used to it. Or have 1 personal goal for the month, have 1 business goal for the month, and just go and achieve that. Because you know what? Goal setting and planning is all about achievement. It's all about outcome. So why don't you actually, instead of going, right, I've got 50 things to do this month and 40 things to do next month and 30 things to do next month, why don't you actually just choose 1 thing on each and just work on that? For that particular month. And then maybe in February you can actually go, right, that was fairly easy, let's try and do 2 things. Then you go to March and you might want to go to 3 things. You may not. You want to may stay at 1 thing. Have a look when you set your plan and, what can you actually achieve in the month, and just set that plan. Why do I actually get a lot of clients to do that? And sometimes I only build 6 weeks in advance. Only because I know that, they're new to actually goal setting and planning and business planning and structure. Most businesses out there don't have any structure at all. So we've got to build structure, and you can't build it immediately. You need to actually take time. You can't just go and erect a house with a click of the fingers. It takes time to build the structure. It takes time to build the foundation. So, instead of building 3 months, 6 months, 12 months worth of the plan, when you're actually setting your plan down, just build the next 4 weeks and maybe have 1 goal or 2 goals. Or you know what, in a month that's got 31 days, have 2 goals. In a month that has 30 days, have 1 goal, and go from there. Make it a bit fun, but try and avoid overwhelm. Try and avoid dumping too much into that plan that you're never going to achieve it. If one of your goals is just to revigorate your website, then put that as a goal for the month and off you go. That's a task in itself for some people. So be realistic, because again, it's more the sense of achievement at the end of the day. And I was speaking to a client last week, and yesterday. And it's really funny. They've been with me for 3 years now. And honestly, that 3 years of hard work, that 3 years of planning, that 3 years of doing the hard stuff that needed to be done is completely paying off for them now. They are such in a good spot, not just financially, but emotionally. And, the businesses are actually just cranking at the moment. And that's 3 years of hard work. And you know what? It's like anything, guys. How do you eat an elephant? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with 1 step. I'm not going to go into all the old cliches that you hear out there all the time. It just starts with you setting 1 goal and going from there. So try, and when you're planning, to avoid all of that type of overwhelm and mapping it out. A lot of you guys will probably be over Christmas going down and doing a planning day and mapping out everything and getting it all done. That's fantastic. But don't have that as your set goal. Look at that and break it down a tiny bit more and go, right, this month I only want to achieve this, this, and this, and then go and get it. And go and get that for each individual month, and go from there. So, guys, I want to talk to you about a couple of tools now. You're going to sit down, you're going to get your planning done. A couple of tools that I love using for planning, and these are great tools for me. One, I love using Post-it notes. Post-it notes are absolutely brilliant. Why? You can get a piece of cardboard from the stationery shop, whack it up, blue tack it to the wall, put columns on it, and actually put the task. So your goal might be to, let's say, revamp your website. So that's the goal, revamp website. And then, what you can do on each column is put each individual task, task 1, task 2, task 3, week 1, week 2, week 3, right on the post-it note. Right, the first task to revamp the website is go get quotes for someone to do it. Whack it up there. We won't talk anything about black belt websites, by the way, guys. So I'm not here to talk about black belt websites. You can if you want, but anyway. So you whack that up on the thing to actually go get quotes. The second stage is what content do you want? The third stage or the third task might be to actually have a look at all the different other example websites that you like the look of and whack it up on the whiteboard. So, find some example sites. Right, compile it all and send it to the person that you've actually signed off the quote with on the website. Bang, let them go and build it. There's 5 or 6 tasks that you've actually broken out for the one thing. If you want to double sales, well, effectively we need to then break that down into a lot more details. For instance, we need to look at your marketing. Is that marketing actually working? Do we need to remove that marketing? Do we need to try something else? Do we need to invest in some marketing? That's a 12-month goal that needs to be really broken down into really small segments. But Post-it notes are brilliant. I love Post-it notes. If you've got a whiteboard, use the Post-it notes on the whiteboard. And when you're ready to work on that task, you rip it off the board, you put it on your desk, and that's the task you're working on now. Absolutely brilliant. There's also some, let me go back. If I know how to go back. Woo! Love technology. Let me go like that. There's also some really, really cool tools like, I like this Excel spreadsheet for clients. I absolutely love this, where you can actually put your personal and time management goals up on here, and then you've got all the different areas where you can actually come down here and write the task, redevelop website. I know my spelling's not too good. And then each week, put the task in each week on what you want to achieve. And then just break it down. So this is broken over a quarter, each quarter. And you can actually do month by month. You print that out and then you just highlight when you actually finished it, or you would come in here and go, yes, I completed that task. And then you can actually highlight the stuff you need. Really, really great tool to really get your goals. And when you nut it all out, you can really use that tool. By the way, everyone will get a copy of that spreadsheet on the email that I send out with the re-recording of this. So you'll get a copy of that. It's a really good tool. I've got a client, I think they're on the line at the moment, that uses this exactly tool, and it works a treat for them, and go from there. Most of my clients have that, or I have that for my clients, because it just makes life easier to actually work on that. So the other things we need to look at is, there's software apps out there. There's goal setting apps on your phone that you can actually get. There's, your diary that you can actually, use as your goal setting tool if you like using diaries. There's a whole heap of tools that you can actually use. The thing is, you've got to use them and you've got to go to them every day. And every goal setting planning day that I actually work on is you've got to set your diary entries. Go into your diary, say, right, Monday mornings is goal setting goal task morning, or 2 hours on Tuesday afternoon, or 3 hours on Wednesday morning. Put that in your diary and don't change it for anyone. Then go work on your plan. Go work on the tools that you actually need to work on. This is extremely important to understand, guys. You can have all the tools in the world, but if you're not using them, then they're absolutely useless. If you set the plans out in place, and, again, I'm going to go back, it's okay to let yourself down, and guys, that's absolutely fine. So, let's get a good tool or a good system in place that actually works with your goals. And if you've got a team, get them involved. If you've got business goals, get the team involved on what they are. More than likely they're going to be doing it. Now, here's the other thing. If you're going, another great tool, if you do have team members on board, have a team planning day where you sit down and go, rightio, guys, what worked well last year? What didn't work well last year? If you wanted to change something in 2015, what it would be, and then allocate them some of the goals. I'll be doing a lot of those over January for clients. To really actually expedite where they're at with their goals and how they're moving forward, and really actually get the team on board to get a lot of this stuff done as well. So, there's plenty of tools out there that you can actually utilize. The thing is find something that's going to work for you. Normally, this is just me. This is me personally. I just have a Word document. I write the goals that I actually want to achieve. I whack them up on the board, and then I just look at it. Now, the task involved in getting those done, what I'd normally do is I'd actually outsource most of those tasks to get done and actually deal with the tasks that I need to work on myself. So, and I just write the task down and just work on it that way. So, it's very easy to actually get the goals in place. It's the action part that I really think that most people actually fall down on. So what are some of the things that you should put in your goals? So this is about building your goals. Here is where we get some ideas on how some of the tasks that you should be putting on. Yes, this is one of my ideal cars. I'm pretty sure I'll have it by the end of next year. Okay, maybe that's being unrealistic. Maybe I need to follow my own SMART goals thing. But you know what? I will look at that picture probably once to twice a week. I've got a copy on Facebook that I'm actually and LinkedIn that I'm sitting in that particular car. And you know what? It's all about focus, guys. I won't talk to you about the law of attraction and all of that. Now, guys, one of the things that when you're planning, and if you're going to sit down and actually go, right, what have I got to plan for 2015? What are the categories I need to plan? Well, the first one is your productivity. How much time do you actually want to spend in the business? How much time do you want to bring it down to? How much free time do you want to actually get? Where do you want to allocate your time? Have a productivity goal. I think that's important. I think time, if you can focus on how much time you need to focus on, very important to actually have a look at that. Look at how much time you're actually going to spend in the business. The other thing is health goals. What's the number one goal or New Year's resolution that most people put in place is to actually eat healthy or to lose weight. And, number two is quit smoking. Reality is have a health goal. If you're not the healthiest that you need to be, put it in place. I've got a client on the line here at the moment, and I won't mention your name, and I've watched him over the last 3 months drop literally 15 kilos, and he looks absolutely awesome. He's feeling better. Every time I ring him, he talks better. Everything's better, and he's gone and dropped 15 kilos. Was it hard work for him? Absolutely, but at the end of the day, he's done it and he's feeling so much better for it. So I'm a massive advocate on health, guys. Set those goals in place. I worked with a brand new client who says, I don't have time to go walking, and I used to love my walking. It used to make me feel good, but I just don't have time. The business is overwhelming. My exact words, and please excuse the French on this, cut the shit, get out and walk, and your business is going to be way better. 2.5 months later, guess what? Their business is way better. They're feeling better. They're feeling great. So, whack a health goal in there, guys. It doesn't have to be huge, but reality is put it in there. Again, if you go and have that cheesecake, is that okay? Absolutely. If it's every day, it's probably not. But, put those goals in place. What education? I know working with business owners and my clients, I send them out an audio book every month. So they get to get some really good education, get some ideas. But what education would you like to be doing this year? And if I was with the Excel spreadsheet at the moment, I would actually be writing down in here, right, personal education. And then I'd actually, oh my goodness, my spelling is shocking. And I'd be actually writing, right, go and, download book if you're going to download an audio book. And then which book do you actually want to download? So this might be, The E-Myth, for instance, by Michael Gerber, because you're actually new in business and you want to actually get something. And then it would be read, and then finish. Rad, I love it. Right, finish that book. So in February, you want to do another book now. So download the next book. And that might be, The Dip by Seth Godin, right? Because that's where you might be at that moment. And then read. So, you can easily set up what you're actually doing with this plan. If you've got health goals, walk 3 times this week. And then once you've done it, tick it off. So I would be putting education in your plan. And then the other thing you need to do is actually have your plan, follow your plan. You should plan to plan. Awesome. No, that doesn't really work, does it? At the end of the day, you got to make sure you follow the plan, guys, and that's where you should be at, and that's where the plan's actually at. So the next thing, especially with business, is look at your marketing. Do you actually have a marketing strategy? Do you have a marketing plan moving forward? It's very easy to get a marketing plan done, and I've got a 2-page list of all the marketing strategies that are now currently working out there in the market at the moment, and I'm happy to send it to you. You're more than happy to get it. But reality is it's about choosing your marketing and then going from there. And if you're not too sure, ask for help. There's plenty of ways that you can actually get help out there. Set down a couple of hours to set out your marketing, to set out your referral program, to set out your networking, and if you're going to work on your networking stuff, set out that plan to actually get your marketing in place at the beginning of the year, and then just follow it. And if you think that you're going to send out some letterbox drops, flyers, and expect to have everyone coming to you in 5 seconds flat, don't expect that. Expect that flyer to take a good 3 to 6 months of saturation to actually start working for you. Don't expect a social media plan to work for you immediately. Expect that to take a good 12 to 18 months to get working for you. Marketing is a long-term investment. It's not a short-term thing. So, set down your marketing. And again, if I'm working on that Excel spreadsheet, some of your marketing might be to go and get some speaking engagements. And then you might actually sit down and research where people speak and events that they speak at, right? So you might go and say some networking events or something like that. And then you might actually want to contact these people this week. And then you want to set the event. You might want to do letterbox drops, for instance, letterbox drops. You might want to do Google AdWords, so you go Google AdWords. So you can actually set up the plan and then just break it up and do it that way on how your marketing is. I look at some of the stuff that's working at the moment. Video, YouTube, and all of that is working great. Blogs are working good. SEO, well, we can't go past it for a lot of businesses. Public relations is fairly huge. One of the guys in our networking group has been in a major paper here, is now on a major national TV thing, all from doing a PR piece. They picked it up. It was just amazing. Fiverr is a good way to get a lot of your stuff done by. There's things like lead pages and, more of the web side of things. Social media. Is social media the be all end all? I'm not too sure. I'm not full on social media, but I know for some clients it works an absolute treat. So have a look at the ideas. Look at the list. Work out what's working currently now and then go from there. The next thing is sales, guys. When you're actually setting your plan, find out what's happening well with sales. Do you have a good sales process in place? Are your sales being actually tracked? What are your conversion rates? How are they actually working? And I think for a lot of people, the biggest thing that you could do at the moment is probably put a good database in place to track what's actually happening with your sales so you can do follow-ups. It's interesting. I've got a client that has contracts, 12-month contracts, and everyone else in the industry has 12-month contracts. And, they sit there and go, oh, we need more leads in. I said, no, you don't need more leads in. Go back to the people you quoted 11 months ago because their contracts are going to be renewed with the other suppliers at this point in time. Ask them if they can actually quote on the next one. How did that work? Well, 4 new clients later, and we're talking big clients later. Why? Because they actually instigated it. They got their ability to get in. They wouldn't have been able to do that if they didn't have a decent database in place. So have your tracking in your sales. Set up the way you need to actually track those. And then track project management and make sure that that's actually working for you and working with clients correctly. So that's one of the big things that you can do with sales. And if you don't have a good database, guys, there's databases out there that are free, $12 a month for the database. We're not talking about a lot of money here to put a good database in place to track what you're actually doing. So that's what I'd be working on in sales. Customer service. Is customer service the be-all, end-all? If you're here in Australia, I'm going to be honest, compared to the US, our customer service is absolutely atrocious. I'm going to, you can believe me or not believe me, but I honestly believe it's absolutely huge. By the way, I did miss it. I've got another client here who lost 10 kilos this year as well. So well done on that. That's awesome. Makes you feel so much better about yourself. Anyway, so customer service. Guys, it's really important that you, don't overservice. It's really important you set up your operations absolutely streamlined so you're not putting all the hard work into it. This is very, very important. It's one of the strategies for 2015, a lot of clients are working on this at the moment for the half of 2014, is systemizing their operations, is making it easier to get their product or service out the door. So they don't have to spend a whole heap of time, energy, and effort and working on it. And this is really important when you look at, have you got the right communication tools in place with your customers? Have a think about that when you're building your plan. Is your operations working smoothly so you can just put it in a box and send it out and it's happy days? Does it work, really well that way? So, these are all the things that you need to look at from a customer service point of view. And the way I do my planning with new clients is I just have a whiteboard. We sit in the room, we go through all of these points. Right, what do we need to change in your customer service? What's working well and what do we keep? What's not working well? What do we throw out? What do we change? What's working well with sales? Are we converting enough? Do we need to change our sales scripts? Do we need to change our sales media, marketing? What we're currently doing now, what we need to do, and who's going to be in charge of it? So you just write down each of these points. Same with finance and admins. Have you redone your break-evens recently? Is your cash flow forecast actually working? And do you do good cash flow forecasts? Have you got the targets and KPIs in place? What are your sales targets for 2015? What are your KPIs? What KPIs or key performance indicators do you need to put in place? These are the keys that we need to have a look at when working on your business. These are the main keys that we need to look at from a finance and administration point of view. Is your accounting software up to date? Have you got the right accounting software? There's accounting software out there these days that will actually cut half the amount of time in terms of processing. You've got to have a look at those type of solutions moving forward. And if you don't have a good accountant, get a great accountant. They can actually save you a lot of money in the end. So things that you need to look at with the finance and admin. And of course, systems. Are you actually running the right systems? Do you have the right systems in place? And we're not just talking about systems like sales processes and all of that. We're talking about your systems to run the whole business, your education systems, the computer systems that you're actually running. Do you need to have a look at that for 2015? I'm very big on recording video. Last night I was actually making a couple of changes to a website and I went, why am I doing this? So, I recorded a 10-minute video to someone to say, this is how you go and change stuff on your website, send it to them, upload it on YouTube, send it to them, and it's got done. If you're in a service-based industry, I know I've got clients that will actually record their monthly reports to particular clients on video and talk to them about it. So, I'm really big on video systems and I do think that will be the future. So, get on board with that. So have a look at all the systems, the checklists that you need to put in place. And of course, your team. If you don't have a team, will you want a team? And your team should be a whole heap of team members. It shouldn't just be, people that you employ, but it's your contractors, it's your accountants, it's your bookkeepers. Treat them as your team. These people help you in your business. These people are all your team. What are you doing for your team? How are they working for you? Are they the right ones? Do you need to review them? Do you need to have a look at what they're doing? Do you understand everything that they can do for you? Have you asked them on how much time they could actually be saving you by doing stuff? So, these are the key questions that I'd be, getting people to look at when they're actually setting their plan for 2015. And guys, that's really the main areas of business. They're the 7 key areas of business. Marketing, sales, customer service and operations, finance and administration, systems and team. And of course, the 8th wonder of business is you. And we've spoken about you having some good personal goals. What are they? How are they going to write it down? But the biggest thing you need to have a look at, especially when you're putting any of this in place, is it okay to let yourself down? And, I know I'm harping on that, but guys, I'm going to be honest, this is what I see day in, day out, people letting themselves down for not getting where they need to actually get to. So here is the thing, guys. Accountability is the key. And, at the end of the day, if you're not letting yourself down, but you're letting someone else down, you normally won't do it. So, find someone to help you stay accountable. Get those healthy habits in place and actually hold someone to get you accountable. I know what I actually do with my clients is actually work an accountability sheet that they actually fill in every week. They get an email every single week to say, please complete this. Where are you at in your business? What strategy did you do for the week? How did you do it? What else could you actually done? What was your biggest win for the week? What was the biggest challenges? What have you done to rectify? Are you still on track to achieve your goals? I've reviewed my KPIs. My motivation level is at this? My biggest learning? Have these type of questions for yourself every single week. Have that accountability partner asking you those questions. And then ask yourself, why didn't you get to those goals? Well, I got this massive big order in. Fantastic, but having a massive big order in and keeping busy is not going to actually get you to where you need to get to. You've got to have a look at what you're actually doing, and this is really important. Now, I talked to you about the beginning, so I'll leave it to the end. What's going to really stop you? And, that little voice on your head is going to sit there and go, blah, 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 you shouldn't do this, don't get up, I want to go and exercise in the morning, but it will tell you you're tired, you're sore, you're not feeling well. It's going to be there telling you all of these bad, negative things at the end of the day. You need to learn how to grab that off your shoulder and smash it on the ground, kick it out, and go from there. Yesterday morning is a perfect example. I had swimming training on, and, did I want to get up after 4 hours worth of sleep because I didn't have a good sleep with all the storms and the dogs running around and all of that? Did I want to get up and go swimming? Hell no. Did I? Hell yes. And why? Because I understood the outcome. I understood that I'd feel absolutely brilliant after I finished the swim. And this is the same as your goals. Have a look at the outcome. How good will you actually feel? Focus on the outcome, guys. Don't focus on the task ahead. Focus on the outcome. Follow through and actually do it. You focus on that outcome, it's going to be a lot easier to get up in the morning and go for the walk. It's going to be a lot easier to get in and get those goals done. Everyone, and I can say everyone on this call will probably have a piece of work that they need to get done, that they've been procrastinating about, that they've just been not wanting to get to. And guess what? Once you get it done, how do you feel? You feel, I'm glad that's gone. Damn, that's good. So isn't it better just to get in and get it done? Isn't it better to get up in the morning and just go for your walks, your exercises? Isn't it better to look at that can of Coke that you probably shouldn't have? And this is me talking to myself now. Look at that can of Coke and going, you know what? How's that going to make me feel for the first hour? Great. How's it going to make me feel afterwards? Absolutely crap. Hang on. There's a bottle of water. Go and have that instead. The outcome is so important when setting these goals, guys. And if you want to actually achieve these goals, focus on the outcome. Always focus on the outcome. Because it's going to be a lot easier to actually get them and achieve them rather than focusing on the actual task that you've got to get done. Just get stuck in there, get it done, and watch how you feel afterwards. And that's really, really important. So what now, guys? At the end of the day, 2015 is around the corner. You can sit there and plan now for 2015 and have all the ideas. That's great. Me personally, I suggest you plan after the new year, because you've relaxed, you've had Christmas, you haven't been distracted by family and everything else that's happening, and you've gone away on holidays. Take that time to rejuvenate. Early in the new year, take the day out to actually go and focus. Most of my clients will be coming in and doing the planning days in the first few weeks of January. Not now, because you know what, I can plan for now, but everyone's busy, everyone's focusing on that stuff. Go and actually set your plans early in the new year. I know that I'm talking at Key Business Network, great networking group, by the way. I know I'm talking at Key Business Network, a lot of groups in January about goals, and and not doing this particular one, but going into a bit more, going into other stuff. But focusing on getting them set up and really geared. So do it in early January. I know when I'm going to set my goals. I have an idea in my head of what I want to achieve next year, but I'm not going to put anything on paper until the 6th of January when I'm back, or the 5th of January, whatever Monday is, back. And I'm going to have my whole team here together, and we're going to actually nut it all out. We're going to spend the whole day nutting all of this out. And you know what? I'm only going to set the next 4 weeks. That's it, 4 to 6 weeks. That's all I'm going to focus on. And then go and get that done. And in 6 weeks' time, we get back together and we work on the next 6 weeks. And then we get back together and then we work on the next 6 weeks. It makes life so much easier being able to do that, guys. So if you want help, by the way, getting any of your goals done, if you want me to help with a planning date, if you want me to help get you getting where you need to get to, I am more than happy to help out, guys. Let me know. Drop me an email. I'm happy to give you a free session. Reply back to the email you'll get with the replay. My programs start from anywhere $297 a week upwards. Guys, they're not that expensive. especially the actual outcomes you get with the programs, with the focus that you actually get, and achieving your actual goals. It's not a lot to get where you need to get to. So, one of the things I suggest putting on your goal list is have a chat to someone at Black Belt Business, because I know we can actually get you where you need to get to. And I've got probably 5 people on this call at the moment that could probably attest to exactly what they get from having someone there to keep them accountable, from having someone there to get their goals, and having someone there to talk to and bounce ideas off and get strategies off. So, maybe have a look on your plan for 2015, having someone like a business instructor work with you. Anyway, that's enough out of me for that little pitch. Guys, can you write in the question section, what was the number one thing you got from today? Number one thing, please, from today, if you don't mind. I want to make sure that you've achieved stuff. Number one thing, everyone. I make sure you get something out of it, so please put it down. Yep, outcome is so important. Absolutely so important. Focus on the outcome. Don't focus on the actual task of actually having to pull your butt out of bed. Accountability is key, guys. It really is. Don't make plans overwhelming, guys. They don't need to be complicated. Set times for tasks in the diary. Absolutely. My word. Set them in the diary. Say you're going to work on your goals this day. Accountability and focus on outcome. I totally agree with that. Yes, you do need to sign up to a black belt as accountability. And guys, it really is at the end of the day. I know I've harped on this point. Stop letting yourself down. It's not okay, guys. Kick yourself in the butt and say it's not okay to let myself down. And if that means you have to actually let someone else down in the process, that is okay, because reality is that person is probably letting themselves down by trying to help everyone else as well. So, you know what? Stop letting yourself down. Go and get your goals for 2015. If you want help setting what they are, if you want me to check your plan, being part of this webinar, send them through to me. I'm happy to check them for you, guys, just to make sure that it's a solid enough plan to get where you need to get to. Writing down goals at the start of the year. Absolutely. Write down the goals at the start of the year or the start of every month and just focus on a monthly goal. You don't need to get these creative, massive plans in place. Don't. I'll be honest, they don't work for a lot of people. If you're in a massive departmental business where you've got 3,000 employees, you need detailed plans. If you've got 2 or 3 employees that just need to achieve what they need to achieve, you know what? You got to get this done, go get it done. You need to get that done, go get it done. We'll write them down on the board, bang, they're done. Don't overcomplicate it. Focus on the outcome, guys, and a lot of people got a lot out of that. So, all right, thank you very, very much, Lee, guys. Like anything, I always like to share this little video at the end. We all fall down. We all won't get to some of the goals we need to get to. It's okay. The biggest thing that we actually need to do is how we actually get up. This video is now being a pain. It now doesn't want to work for me. Isn't that always good? There we go. And you know what? It's not how you fall down. It's actually how you get back up, guys. And that's always, always, always the thing. Oh, my goodness. We didn't see. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So it's not how you actually fall down, guys. It's actually how you get back up that makes a difference. And if you can get back up where you're not really hurt, it's all fun. All right, guys, that's it for me. Have a smashing week. Have a smashing Christmas. Have a great New Year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in 2015, guys. I'm sure you can smash it. I will get a recording out of this. I will get you copies of the plans. If you want anything else, the marketing stuff, happy to get that to you, and we go from there. But bye for now, guys, and have a great day, and looking forward to catching up with you shortly. Talk to you soon. Bye.